If you want a home that is bold, that's daring, that's dramatic and memorable, you may very well be a candidate for an iconic home. Today, I'm going to be sharing some of my top tips for how to create an iconic home, and you can even do this on a budget. I love it. I'm going to be loading you up with tips and tricks today on how to create an iconic home, no matter what your budget is. These are easy things that you can do today in order to create a home that is all of those things. Memorable, special, really stands out. It's going to be all those things. I hope you'll hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let's jump into today's video. To be iconic means that there's something about you and therefore your home that just has this quality that makes you just stand out just a little bit. There's something about you that's just a little bit special, and you want your home to reflect that personality. So how do we do it? How do we create a home that is iconic? Well, one of my favorite things to do is I absolutely love to use sculptural pieces. It's something that I talk about all the time on this channel. I think I've become a little bit obsessed. You see spheres in like every room of my house, and I'm like, I know, I love them because they're so iconic. I think they're memorable, they're bold, they're dramatic. They are also, in a way, kind of quiet. And I think all of those things together are what just make them such a standout piece. They make them so memorable and beautiful. These are from Pottery Barn, so it doesn't mean that things have to be expensive, but I do think, yes, of course, you could always invest a lot more money into your accessories, go for designer pieces that are really high end. Of course, that's always a lot of fun when you have a big budget. However, don't be deterred, because there are places like H&M Home. We went to Home Goods recently and bought some beautiful sculptural pieces. If you didn't watch that video, you may want to check it out because we found all kinds of amazing things at Home Goods. We shop at places like Amazon all the time, okay? Like some of my favorite iconic pieces, some of the bowls that we have found, they're actually quite affordable. The little rings and links, these are all pieces that have a beautiful sculptural nature to them that really just give you that standout feeling in your space. I just got this beautiful, look at this tray I got on Amazon. I mean, what? I know, it's gorgeous, okay? I just love it. I love it. I've had this little coffee table situation going recently that I just adore. And I love adding sculpture through multiple different ways. It can be a vase, it can be accessories, it can also be a lamp, it can also be sculptural furniture. I really think it just gives you something that's just bold and memorable. So you might want to think about going for a coffee table with a special shape. You could think about going for a coffee table with a bold pattern on it, maybe a bold marble or a travertine. You could go for a sculptural sofa or maybe some accent chairs. These are all easy ways to add a sculptural feel to any room of your home and really just get that bold feeling instantaneously. I always leave the links for the items that I show you down below in the show notes. So if you're ever interested in anything, just check down below. I have the links down there for you. Of course, I love dramatic art. I think that dramatic art is a very easy way, especially when you're just getting started on creating an iconic and memorable home. Dramatic art is such an easy way of just instantaneously infusing that boldness and that life into your interior. So of course I love black and white abstract artwork. I love it because it's so bold, it's so memorable. It really just stands out from all the different art that we see. Yes, there's a lot of beautiful watercolor landscapes out there. There's nothing wrong with those pieces, and you can also use those in your home. But I do think that that dramatic flair really shines through when you go for high drama abstract artwork. I also think that other easy ways to add a high drama feeling in your space is to go for black frames, maybe even with some nice white matting. I source those from Amazon a lot of times. You can also look at places like Pottery Barn as well, or Our House sells some beautiful artwork. Those are, right, they're starting to get up there just a little bit, but do not fret. Amazon is such an amazing source, and I go to them all the time for these items. So it is possible to have your cake and eat it too. You could also go for some high drama color. It's another way of truly creating a very iconic look in your home. It's something that I don't do as much in my own home, but it's definitely something, it's a trick, right? You could use in your space to really just give you quick and easy drama in your room. One of the easiest ways to get a true high dramatic change in your space without having to spend hardly any money, and that is with that color palette. So of course, it's not going to surprise you that I love a high drama black and white. I love high contrast. High contrast is very memorable. It stays with you, you remember it, it's bold, it's daring, it's charismatic, it's adventurous, that's for sure. I mean, even I was like, am I crazy? I'm painting my fireplace black. I know a lot of you have said that as well, and then you do it and you're just like, oh, it gives you the drama that you crave, and all you needed was a bucket of paint. I mean, this is pretty cool stuff if you ask me. As a designer, I still, after all these years, never cease to be amazed by how paint can so easily transform a room. Now, you could go for a bold fireplace like I've done and paint this out, but there's other ways that you can add high drama with paint into your spaces and be iconic. You could paint your doors, you could paint your windows, you could paint a piece of furniture, right? Totally transform a piece of furniture with a bucket of paint, right? These are things that we can very easily do. You could also use these colors to just color drench a room. I love color drenching. Basically, what that means is that everything in the space is gonna be painted in the same color. You don't have to paint the floors, but even in our house in Denmark was white floors. The entire thing was color drenched. The trim, the ceiling, the walls, right? Baseboards and the floor. That was truly color drenched. You could go to that level, or you could also have a tile floor or wood floor, but either way, painting out the doors and all the trim and everything in one color is a very bold move, and it really will give you a very iconic feel. You could try this in a dining room if you're just getting started and you're like, I'm gonna try this on a small scale before I do the whole house. I mean, I'm not opposed to you just going for it, but if you're just wanting to try something, think about a dining room or a powder room. Those are spaces that tend to be separated from the rest of your home, and so you're able to use them as little test tubes for an idea and see if it just like sits really well with you. I think it will. Oh boy, this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love using high drama pattern to create a more iconic feel in a space. I don't do it all the time because I think if you have so much pattern, you start to get lost in it. But I sure do love a bold graphic duvet for the bed. I love bold graphic pillows for the sofa. I think that you could go for a zebra rug. Oh, I can't even tell you how many of those I've bought, how many I've put into my rooms. I love a zebra rug. These are all really affordable things. I have bought bedding from H&M Home. I buy pillows from Amazon. It does not have to be expensive. Like I said, if you've got the money, you can go big and spend lots of money, but you don't have to in order to have an iconic home. I mean, I don't know about you. I like the idea of being a little bit memorable. At times I tease, I wouldn't mind being notorious a little bit either, but the truth is that I really just think that being memorable is, I don't know, I just love it. I just love leaving a lasting impression. It's like knowing how to leave a room, right? There's something about it for me. For me, living in a high drama space, it's empowering. It makes me feel like everything in the world is possible. I feel ready to just get up and go. So I think that's what's really nice about living in these iconic spaces. Yes, of course you can bake your cookies. Of course you can sit with your cozy cup of coffee. We do all of those things, but we do them in a space that is bold and vivacious, and it's just full of life in this sort of high drama. I don't know. Let me know if you know what I'm saying. I feel like you know if you know. If you like this kind of feeling, you'll like an iconic home. And if you're not sure if you will like it, you may want to think about trying it out. Because here's the thing, I wasn't always into this style. For a long time, I had a more traditional home. I had a period in which I did pinks. I've had a period in which I've done turquoise and red. I've done pretty much everything. And when I stumbled upon this bold graphicness, it was like, if you love these things, you will live so well in your home with them. It will cheer you up, it will enliven you, it will excite you, and it will also be therapeutic in a way. It's calming to live in a space that it feels dramatic, but it's also kind of cool as well. And I think that's part of being iconic as well. There's sort of cool factor to it. It's just something about it. It just all comes together and it's just amazing. Finally, let's talk about memorable lighting, because having memorable lighting in your space will most definitely give you a very iconic feel. And what's so fun about it is it's like jewelry to a space. It's like the ultimate piece, right? Like if you're gonna wear an earring in your outfit, if you've got a great necklace, something that you just really love, it just really says something about you and what really makes you tick. Lighting can be so much fun to play with. Why go for something that's just kind of meh, gets the job done, when you can have lighting that says, wow, this is awesome. I mean, what? Is this even real? Isn't that what we want? It's what I want. It's what I want in my space. I want to feel like, wow, I can't believe I get to live here. I can't believe this is mine. So I love iconic lighting. I have a sculptural lamp, this sculptural lamp in this room. Oh, literally one of my favorite things I've ever owned. I just love it. I love the sculptural nature of it. I think it's just so beautiful. I also love going for a big, bold chandelier. It is just so beautiful. You could go for something in brass. You can go for a modified Sputnik. I do think going bigger does help you make a bigger statement and therefore gives you more bang for your buck in your space. So definitely go for big lighting. Definitely go for some gorgeous chandeliers. I'll leave links for some of my favorites down below because some of mine look super expensive, but actually they're from Amazon. So I'll leave those linked down below. But don't forget, a lamp can really transform a space. Basically, just illuminating your space in general will give you that feeling and that sense of something that's just so lasting and memorable. So I hope today has left you feeling just a little bit inspired to create an iconic home that you just cannot wait to come back to, and a space that excites you and also just has that sense of being connected to the deepest places of your soul and your personality. If you are bold, you need a bold home to match that big personality. And so I hope I've inspired you to embrace it and to create a home around you that stands for all the things that matter to you. So thank you so much for joining me. I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you soon. Until then, bye-bye.